Well, how do you do, Buckaroos? How the heck are you, man? So I have the Bentonville Homewrecker IPA, brand new to bottles, man. So just reading a tab from their website, 7.5%, 80 IBUs, a beer for hop lovers with citra-dominating aromas and great head retention. This brew is sure to please. We wanted to keep some of the sweet honey flavors and not to dry it out completely like the norm. Hop taste comes on the front and leaves you with a crisp, clean finish. Gotta tell you, I love the color though. With everything either being so hazy and cloudy or deep golden, I love this old school color of an IPA. At 7.5%, 80 IBUs, it's very close to being a dog. But they don't call it one. Believe it or not, they have a bigger IPA. Whoa, 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 whoa! Large? My cat's about to at large! Biscuits, man, that was close. They think this is their table. Where was I? Lost my place, man. So yeah, it's a little bit of sweetness on the nose. They mentioned honey flavor. Sure, why not? Yeah, I was getting, when I had one for the first time yesterday, I was feeling it more like a brown sugar, to be honest with you. I was feeling some molasses-like notes. As far as not to dry it out completely, it does finish rather dry to me, so I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Well, it's not completely dry, I suppose. Kind of a semi-dry, let's say, but it does dry up nicely because there is a lot of early sweetness. Citra, yeah, you kind of feel the citra in there. But it comes at you in a different way than, say, you know, your typical West Coast IPA does. Because you've got an enormous amount of malt going on here. But the aromas are nice. I had this in a cooler. So I thought the ice was from yesterday, so I thought it might have warmed up. But it's rather cold, so it probably needs to be just a little warmer than it is. It's about as cold as if I'd had it in the fridge, so it probably needs to sit just a little bit. This is a very interesting IPA. It runs, it's not cheap. It runs $11.99 a 6-pack. But then again, it is 7.5%, so taking that into consideration. I don't necessarily mind paying $11.99 for a 7.5% beer, but it really bothers me when I see a 4.2% beer. That bugs the hell out of me, man. But it's nice. I like the dimension that this beer has, as opposed to, you know, what's trendy these days. The brunch IPA, as I call it. New England IPA. I call it a brunch IPA because it tastes like juice. I really appreciate the complexity that a beer like this has. You know, with the great big malts, working with. You know, working with the hops, in this case, a whole lot of citra, as they say. You're going to get, well, what citra gives you. Although, working with these particular malts, it does come off a little bit different than, say, your West Coast IPA. But yeah, there's some citrus on the nose, but there's a lot of big malts going on. Citra typically will give you some bright orange, also give you some tropical fruit notes, and to be honest, I'm getting orange as the dominant, as opposed to tropical fruit. In many cases, you'll get a lot of pineapple, mango, passion fruit, that kind of thing. But whatever you get from it, man, it's just an amazing IPA. It really is. It's just big, it's bold, it's right in your face. It's just nice, man. It's a take no prisoners kind of IPA. It's a man's IPA. It's not a brunch IPA. It's not to hang out with the girls. IPA. You're not going to eat cantaloupe with this IPA. You're not going to have quiche with this IPA. It's a steak and taters IPA. It's a dinner IPA. It's not a brunch IPA. Anyways, I digress. Oh, mercy, person. Oh, wow. Really like it, though, I do. In fact, this is my third bottle of the 6-pack, and I'm really enjoying them more every time. It is one of those. It is very complex, and every time you pop one, you're going to get something different, as opposed to those that want to taste like orange juice or grapefruit juice. Hey, it tastes just like an Orange Julius. You're gonna love it. Well, why don't I just have an Orange Julius and save a couple bucks? Oh, here I got a beer that tastes and feels like a beer, man. So anyway, I digress. It's nice though, yeah. You know, as this warms up, the aromas become brighter, as you expect it to. Colder, the flavors are sharper. As it warms up, those flavors. They're just as bold, but they kind of meld together. Everything kind of blends together better. Oh, listen to some music here, and Government Mule just started playing. Dreamline. Anyways, I digress, man. Didn't get back into Springfield till late last night. Having trouble getting my bearings today. Surprised this was as cold as it was. I didn't add anything to the cooler. Figured it warmed up a bit. I was thinking to myself before I grabbed it, I hope it's cold enough. Hell, it might be colder than the stuff I got in the fridge. Anyway, that's pretty good cool. It's Coleman cooler. I do like the little bit of sweetness you get both on the nose and on the flavors here. But there is enough hops to really just clean her up at the end for you. And that's what's nice. They tell you clean, crisp finish. Yeah, excuse me. Sorry about that. Oh, I got another one. And they're right. Although, in my opinion, I think, to me, it finishes drier than I think they're trying to convey there. But maybe it's just lost in a written word, or I'm just interpreting what they're saying wrong. But I mean, it's not extremely dry, but I'm gonna call it a semi-dry finish. Because it does clean up nicely on the palate, and though it is hoppy as all heck, and it does say home wrecker on it, it's not necessarily a palate wrecker, although it is hopped to high heaven. So there you go. I like it. What can I say? I'm a fan of the brewery. I haven't had a chance to get to the new location because they have rather limited hours. In fact, I had a friend come into town. We went to 3 different breweries, but it was on Wednesday, and they're closed on Wednesday, which really sucked, you know. I'd have loved to have taken him to this particular brewery because they're doing some great beer, so I was a little bummed. But I wish they had, you know, friendlier hours, let's say. Anyway. Oh. So there you go. Hey, I am Tom the Beer Whisperer. Prolific beer drinker. Beer evangelist. Purveyor of wisdom. Gosh, I like this beer. I really do. An all-around good guy. Oh, excuse me again. Cut!